Back again.
Guess who you're stuck with again, you guys? Oh my goodness.
It's the Tammy and Wanda show.
Welcome back. We missed you guys. Happy season 2.
Missed you. A lot of things have changed.
Location.
Like my
hair.
Location.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but we're sporting some House of the Dragon behind us in our office because we work together, if you don't remember that.
Yes. Previously on season 1 of Tammy and Wanda show.
We left on a cliffhanger where we were sitting on a couch before.
Spoiler alert, Johnny Depp won.
He did. Yes. Thank God. Thank God.
Yes. Oh my God. So many things have happened.
I know. It was a long summer.
It was. It was a very long summer. You know, I had a situation. We were shacking up together.
We spent every waking moment with each other. It was awesome. It was awesome. You guys missed a lot.
You did. You missed a lot. But that's okay.
Because you're here now.
Fill you in.
You're here now.
As you can see, we're getting close to Turkey Day.
Yes. Gobble
Turkey
gobble or whatever.
Day. And of course, you all know, I'm saying of course a lot.
You are. It's fine. That happens.
That's just like us with absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Listen, darling.
But in a previous episode in season 1, seasons past, both of us do not like Thanksgiving.
Oh, and we will be tackling why we hate Thanksgiving in our next mini episode for y'all. Because, surprise, you're going to get twofer since we've been gone forever.
The
2 for 1.
For 1. You know, it's the buy one, get one free, Black Friday and all.
So do you think that people are actually like going out and shopping as much for Black Friday as they used to?
You know, I don't think so. Now that you know, cyber sales are like so through the roof, and I'm guilty of doing a lot of cyber shopping.
Yeah, me too. Well, because it's so easy. You're just at home in your pajamas.
Yeah. Well, and then it's almost like a controlled impulse buy.
Yes.
It's in a controlled setting, and you're just like, do I really need that? No, I don't. But when you're in the store, it's almost like peer pressure.
Yeah.
Where it's like baiting you.
And you also don't want to be that asshole that like puts it back in the wrong spot.
Yes.
Because you're like, I don't think I want this. And then you don't want to hand it to the cashier because then you feel like an irresponsible child.
Like you're just like, you're standing there and you're just like, I don't want that. And like people behind you are judging you.
Yeah. They're like, oh my God, we just want to go home and eat. This woman.
You're like, I was thinking about that. I did that the other day when I was getting stuff for the new place. I'm like, do I really? Okay, I don't need that, but maybe I do need that. I don't know.
Do I want it? I want it.
And I just stood there talking to myself, and these people are walking past me with their grocery carts, just going like, "Are you okay, ma'am?
Ma'am, ma'am, are you having some holiday, issues?
I'm having some holiday anxiety."
Oh, we all have that. I mean, come on. How many Christmas presents have you bought? How many have been wrapped so far? And you're like, oh my God.
0 for me.
Over half, but I'm an overachiever. We all know this.
That is true. That is true. Like, I haven't even started Christmas shopping.
See, we budget in August, and then I start buying and separating in September.
See, that's smart. I need to start doing that.
And you only buy the big ticket items on a Black Friday. So I'm waiting to see if what we're going to buy the boy is going to go on sale or not. Ooh. If it doesn't, then we're over budget. But if it does, then we're right on. So we're looking for that budget. So we want to know, do you guys budget for Christmas? And
how many of you go out for Black Friday? Do you guys take on the crazy shoppers at 5 a.m.?
What's your favorite store? Because, when I was young, I used to really get into going Black Friday shopping. When I had, the energy to, get 3 hours of sleep and, jump out of bed at 4 a.m. on a cold day and, layer up. And then you're standing out there, and it's the thrill of walking in and being one of the first 5 people in the store.
I just never got it. I just never got it.
It's fun when you're young and you've never experienced the idiots that are out.
Yeah.
Because people are jerks.
I mean, watching the whole Elmo
Oh, the
fiasco
Elmo craze. Oh my
on
God.
TV where people are like fighting, like punching and kicking and biting and like trying to get like the last Tickle Me Elmo.
And Elmo's scary, you guys. Let's be honest. That is the one Sesame Street character that gives me nightmares consistently. I can't do it.
I can't even.
It's not the red fur, and it's not that he's a Muppet, because I love Muppets. Muppet Christmas Carol is like my favorite Christmas movie. But why with the giggle and the up here? Like, I just feel like he's gonna murder somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
I know this is really morbid, guys, and I don't know why my head went there, but you all know Wanda. Y'all know her. But how many of those Tickle Me Elmos, because they vibrated,
oh God,
were like the first vibrator
oh my God,
for people?
Hopefully it was many years after they received it as a toy. That's what I'm gonna say. Many years.
Like, see, my mind went there, but I'm like, should I or shouldn't I? No, I'm just going to.
Where they're like a teenager and they still have it like over in the corner of the room, and they're like, do we have AA batteries? I wonder if Mom brought those home from the store. You know, because that's about the age you experiment when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
You start having those urges. But no,
Yeah.
it gives me nightmares.
And it was
honestly.
like every year. It was like Dance Elmo and like Tickle Me Elmo.
And they all had that creepy ass voice. And I'm like, I can't. It's worse than Chucky, because at least Chucky, you know, is supposed to be a scary doll.
Yeah, yeah.
Elmo's supposed to be a damn Muppet. And he's scary.
There were times, because like my neighbor, they had a Tickle Me Elmo. And it would just go off randomly. Like,
kind of like Alexa does at my house.
It's so weird. Or the Furbies.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Furbies were scary, too.
I had like a Furby. Like my friend had a Furby at her house. And every time I walked past it, it would say, eat me.
Well, it's the eyes for me where they're like dead and just open. And then they go. And those of you that aren't watching, that was a slow blink.
Yes,
but so scary.
Come on, you can't tell us that some of these viewers and listeners out there have not experienced that.
Oh, I think Furbies were something born out of our nightmares. The other thing that scared the shit out of me as a child was Teddy Ruxpin, where you could like record a tape and then it would like speak the words coming out of the tape.
I barely remember that. I barely remember that, but
I'm only
I do
a few
remember
years older than you, but
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No.
My best friend had one of those when we were kids, and it always used to creep me out at slumber parties, because it would just be like sitting there with its dead open eyes, just staring at you, waiting to talk. I don't do dolls either, folks.
Anything that could randomly talk to you,
yes,
was a negative for me. Like,
Drown
I just
it.
couldn't.
Just
I just couldn't. Yeah,
we're out.
Because like I had a baby doll that would cry, and it wasn't the Baby Thank Me Over, because I did that, but I had a baby doll that my mom got off of like one of those like Finger Hut, you know, magazines where you like squeezed it and it cried. Well, it must have malfunctioned or something, but every time I walked into my bedroom, that thing cried.
Oh, I would have chucked it right out the window.
Oh,
just, nope.
Oh, I was like, nope, get this Satan possessed doll out of my house. Give it to Zach Bagans.
Oh, God. I had enough of him on Halloween week and the whole, like, Travel Channel, let's watch, you know.
Oh, my
Zach Bagans flip out.
So, I had my guy watch Ghost Hunters.
Oh, jeez.
For Ghost Adventures for the first time, because he had never.
Was that an experience for him?
We only made it 10 minutes through, and he said, turn it off. Guys. He did not want to experience it anymore. And of course, not a lot of you know, but I kind of lost my house during the summer. That's why we were kind of on a summer hiatus.
Oh, yeah. Trees are not your previous home's friend.
Not a friend. I've always wanted a tree house, but I never wanted...
Not like that.
Like that, yeah.
No.
But at the new place, I have a projector with a giant screen. So we were watching Ghost Adventures on that, and I'm like, you are getting the full Zach Bagans experience right now.
And he's like in the room yelling, "Join me, Ghost!"
and My guy, he was just like, no, can we just turn this off? Can we watch like a slasher film instead?
I honestly don't think that man has a chill setting
I don't think so.
at all.
I think he's just in constant roid rage.
Yes.
Against spirits.
And then he goes into it like so aggressively, and then he's always so shocked when they scratch him, and you're like, I'd scratch you just to get you to shut up and stop going, come at me, ghost!
Yeah, stop threatening me. Just because I'm not there physically does not mean that I'm not going to attack you.
Are you threatening me?
Are you threatening me?
Which, by the way, they're coming out with a new version of Beavis and Butthead.
Are they really?
Yeah, with like all new like animation and.
You know,
I don't know how that's going to be, but I'm kind of interested.
I don't know. I'm curious about that. But what I find really funny is I have Peacock, and there is this horror film coming out on Thanksgiving.
About what though?
They eat people. Like they
like
just
for
have
Thanksgiving instead of turkey?
I don't know.
Like, is it the human
I
who's
have
laying there
no
with an
idea.
apple, or like
This
what's
is,
happening?
This is a part of like a Peacock stream or whatever. But I'm like, normally around this time it's like a big boost for like, you know, like comic book movies.
Or the heartwarming family
Or
movies,
the heartwarming
you know?
family movies, or like the comedy reject families that turn into like loving families.
Or Christmas movies.
Yes.
These are all the season.
I don't see a horror film coming out.
Not normally this close to Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's usually like a end of October, and then that's it for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe January when it's like dark and cold out and everybody's miserable.
Yeah,
I get, but
I was just like, on Thanksgiving? Wow.
interesting.
Cannibalism on Thanksgiving. All right.
Do you know what you don't see enough of? Why don't they make more Hanukkah movies
Oh.
for our Jewish friends? Like, why is it always Christmas films?
There's always some type of like Jewish person in a Christmas movie that can't celebrate.
That like he's like the not fun one in the corner that's like, this isn't my holiday, and it's
yeah,
like,
pretty much.
can we
pretty
give the
much.
poor man like his own movie where he gets to celebrate his 8 days of, you know?
I mean, Hallmark, come at me, bro. But
Why
hey,
is no one thinking that's a big like
Yeah.
world population of folks that aren't getting represented for their
Or-
holiday?
Or why doesn't Hallmark do same-sex Christmas shows, movies?
Well, that's apparently a big thing going on right now. One moment, kids.
Whoa.
Where apparently Candace Cameron, Bure, I think is how you say it.
Yeah.
She's come under fire recently because she started her own family movie channel. It's like the Great American Family Channel, I think she called it, where she's upset and left Hallmark because Hallmark was starting to put our friends from the, Alphabet Mafia or the LGBTQIA plus community. For those of you that don't know, the Alphabet
Well, yeah,
Mafia
because they were getting
nickname.
such big, like, people were, like, upset.
So Hallmark started putting them in, and because it was like against her Christian religion, she decided to go her own way, which is cool. Whatever,
That's
Candace.
fine. That's
Awesome.
fine. My eye roll is because you all know.
Family values.
You all know that it's our opinions, our show.
So
You
we
can
say
either-
do what we want. Yep.
You can listen to it. You don't have to.
You also don't have to agree with us, which is fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's just irritating because they
and I
are
don't agree with
family.
her, but like, she is so the whole Cameron family. I don't know what happened. Like in the 80s, her and her brother Kirk were like these huge like sitcom stars, and they were this wholesome family of actor kids, and they were awesome. And then all of a sudden, in the late 90s, Kirk went like super uber Christian, like the whole like way right Christian route.
Yeah.
And he was like almost obnoxious about it, where you're like, okay, you're a
He was
Christian,
at a
great.
stop sign and just went completely right.
Which-
He didn't even stay at the stop sign. It was a
Listen,
California
if you
stop.
believe in Jesus, great, good
cool,
for you.
awesome.
Good for you. I just don't want to hear about it. You know what I mean? I
Don't shove it in our faces.
because I'm also a Christian girl, so I understand it. But like, I don't put that out there to everybody. That's not my entire identity, I guess.
Yeah.
And it feels like both of the Cameron kids were like, hey, guess what, you guys? That's all that there is to me. I'm just a Christian girl. And you go, what? Why?
That's it. It's like opening up a chip bag, and there's only like 5 chips.
Yeah.
And you're like, where's the rest?
Can you have a personality that's outside of your faith, please? Just for 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking.
Just a hot minute. Just a hot minute.
And it's cool that that's like what she wants to do. You want to create your own channel so you can put your own programming on the air. I can respect that. That's awesome. But just stop there. Do we have to bring in minorities and the Alphabet Mafia as the reason why you don't want them in your stuff, so you're creating your own thing? That you don't have to say that. Just put on what you want to put on.
Yeah.
You know, it's just weird. So people are weird these days. I don't understand how we went from these like awesome family shows this time of year to arguing about Hallmark and whether or not they should have like a gay or lesbian couple in the movie.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like it's a downward spiral. Like I think we're digging much closer to hell than we thought we were.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's why it's so hot.
That's why it's so warm in this month instead of being snowy like it used to be. I actually heard on the radio, of all things, on the way here, something about how we don't know if it's due to climate change or if it's just the seasons doing a natural shift. But have you noticed that when we were kids back in November, it was like real snowy for Black Friday and Thanksgiving? Yeah. And we had like a few snows before Christmas, and Christmas was always kind of cold, and at least we had wind and a small smattering of snow. And now it's like I'm wearing shorts when I host Christmas, and I'm like walking out and it's 40 degrees outside just to cool off.
Well, like I remember like as a kid, a few Thanksgivings to where it was kind of warm, where we could wear like a sweater and be outside and play football, like that kind of stuff. But like a lot of times I remember a lot of snow.
I remember being up in Belden doing Black Friday shopping with my ex-husband, and we got a bunch of snow, and when we took a break for breakfast around 9, that's about how that works, is you shop for that first 4-hour block, you stop and you eat breakfast. And so we went to like Hometown Buffet back when that was a thing, and we came out and everything was snow covered.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what I remember from my childhood too, is, you know, that's kind of the experience.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be like a shift in the earth or
how it's spinning or how quickly we're orbiting the sun.
Well, didn't they say not too long ago that the axis has moved?
A little bit.
Well,
it's due to gravity. I mean, we're gonna adjust every couple hundred years because
hey, us defying gravity.
Yay! Oh. Broadway reference. We're also planning on talking about some new TV shows that are coming into your homes now, or have been over the past few months.
A lot more messy boots.
It'll be no shock to anyone that we love House of the Dragon, both of us. Big fans.
Yeah.
I've been watching Dead to Me because Christina Applegate was recently diagnosed with MS.
Yes, I had to Google that because I was like, why does she have a cane? Why does she look heavier? Oh my gosh.
She gained like 40 pounds and struggled to finish, and I don't think she'll be acting anymore, which is really unfortunate because she's hysterical.
That is sad. I mean, it's really sad. Like the actors and actresses that we've grown up watching, like Bruce Willis, who had to retire because he has aphasia and
he can't speak correctly or understand words.
He
right?
can't. Like it's a comprehension. Like the wires are just not there anymore. Where he can't speak what he's comprehending, kind of thing. So it's really sad that
big action star. Everybody loved Bruce Willis in the day.
And all of you can fight me, but Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm sorry. It just is. It's Christmas in an action nutshell, okay?
I mean, I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. Come on, guys.
That's the whole thing. It's a Christmas movie. which we will be talking about Christmas movies at some point too, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
The other thing is, so what was the other show we were watching a whole lot of? Oh, I've been baptizing her in Doctor Who, but we watch Classic Who. I've been watching Absolutely Fabulous.
Grandfather.
So I've been on a British kick. We've been eating beans on toast and having a cuppa, and I'm sure my British accent is terrible, so I'm sorry for all my British friends. But it's been an experience at my house we've got BritBox, and I've just been like absorbing they love their Agatha Christie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. And their weird royal TV shows and movies and specials that they have. I watched one about the worst marriage in the monarchy's history the other day, and this chick that was playing the queen had these crazy eyes, and it was the worst movie I've ever seen, but I couldn't stop laughing, and I was home alone. So, you just keep watching thinking it's going to get better, right? It didn't, but it was unexpectedly funny. Well, so there we go.
I just found out, and I've been binging, The Vow has a second season.
Interesting.
With the cult NXIVM. And it's Keith Raniere's court hearing.
Oh my God.
Yes.
We love our court cases on
Samuel
on the show.
And it is getting intense. Like, this man was insane. Insane. But we will talk about that on a different episode because she dipped her toes into that.
Yes. We have lots of opinions about the NXIVM cult, so we're going to get there.
Yes.
The other thing that seems to burn people's buttholes right now is She-Hulk. Have you noticed the Marvel fanboys are losing their shit collectively?
I have not. Like, I thought it was okay. It's not in my...
It's not what you like, which is fine.
Yeah.
But the whole point of having multiple superheroes is to be able to have your choice.
Yeah, exactly.
You got plenty to choose from. They're all a little different from each other. The thing that really cracked me up is it's definitely a show made for women, which I think the fanboys really hated, if I have to give you a guesstimate. Why? The other thing is they kept going, she's ripping off a Deadpool because she keeps breaking the fourth wall. And I'm like, dude. Hello, dude.
But that's what her comic book
That's exactly what she did. And it proves to me that they don't ever read the comic books.
Yeah,
they're just watching the films.
Yeah.
And then they have the audacity to go, Stan Lee was rolling in his grave right now. I'm like, do they realize that Stan Lee stole the idea from CBS back in the day? When the Hulk with Lou Ferrigno was on TV, they had...
Didn't they have a She-Hulk?
Well, they were going to make a TV show about She-Hulk. And so Stan Lee went home, wrote a comic book on it, patented the name She-Hulk, and then they couldn't use it.
Oh.
And there's a callback to that whole thing in the show, where it's a whole, She-Hulk as a brand gets brought up, and, she gets sued to use her own name.
Wow.
So it's kind of funny because it's a callback, and Stan Lee loved this character because this is the same man that gave us Pam Anderson's Stripperella. If he wasn't into big busty females with an attitude, I don't know who you guys thought Stan Lee was, but he's definitely not the guy these fanboys seem to think he is.
I think a lot of these fanboys came out of the woodwork, when Avengers started to come around and look really awesome, and they're just like, well, actually what Wikipedia said. Well, Wikipedia was updated 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
So...
And probably by another fanboy that never read a comic book. Yes. These are the same kids that were bitching about WandaVision, and you're like, hey, take it for what it is.
I loved WandaVision.
Me too.
That was good. It was just mind-blowing on how, every turn. Because, me and my friend, we would watch it, and, we're just like, no, that can't, no, that... Oh my God. It is.
She is that powerful. What the hell is happening? Where even are we?
Yeah.
And the other thing is Falcon and the Winter Soldier was even good. Now, that's the one I thought was the most boring, but it also had the most interesting depth to it. Introducing the history of Captain America,
Yeah, I was dedicated.
And the whole Sam and Bucky bromance.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love that?
That was a good bromance. Power of the Ring.
Mm-hmm. Which a lot of fanboys of Tolkien hate also.
which I get, but I really enjoyed it. And
There were parts that bored me, but that's what it's like reading a Tolkien book. Is
Yeah.
there's parts where you're like, oh my god, just get on with it.
Well, and really, a lot of what they brought into the show, like they had some like expansion on, like they were able to like expand on, just because Tolkien didn't expand on that.
Yeah.
Especially with the book before The Hobbit, since like he really didn't get to finish all of his notes before he passed.
So they're just assuming what they think based on notes.
Yeah.
What he wanted that story to be
So
like.
I'm kind of impressed. It was slow. It was a slow roll.
They all are, though.
It was a slow roll, but I stuck with it, and I was impressed.
Speaking of authors with initials, George R.R. Martin, our dear friend, who wrote Fire and Blood, but that House of the Dragon's based on, and Game of Thrones, we might have to get there with Dear Sweet George. He's getting up there, and he keeps telling us,
I know.
this year might be the year you get Winds of Winter, you guys. I don't think we'll ever see it.
Nope.
I think his wife is going to have to, posthumously put out the most complete version of that she can.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, folks. I keep getting phone calls while we're doing this. So, yeah.
Story of our lives, guys.
It is. So it's one of those things where you go, okay, as somebody who's an aspiring writer, when do you go, you know what? I just can't write this. I need a ghostwriter. Help me.
Yeah.
When do you give up the game here and go, ooh,
that's a good episode right there. Yeah.
Why? When?
Why?
How?
When, how, and why? Like, yeah, that's a good question. Because
I just fear we're going to get there with George and all his source material notes.
Because I asked Sean, he read the first book while Power of the Rings was airing.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's basically just a whole bunch of Tolkien notes that his son gave out, like published into a book. And I was like, so they don't know about X, Y, and Z? And he's like, no, like he didn't get that far.
So they're trying to connect the dots that they don't have answers to.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm just like, kudos to these guys.
They were able to finish a story based on notes.
Yeah. Like passing a bong around and going, oh my God.
I'm a genius. I just came up with the best thing ever.
Exactly. And like, really no spoilers, but like I'm going to try not to, but like with the wizards.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing in his notes. Like he talked about Rune, but he never talked about it further. You just heard like a little discussion about Rune.
And then that's
so
it.
Now they have free range to make Rune whatever they want to
Which
tie
is
back.
cool, but it's got to be as Tolkien as they can make it.
Exactly.
I would not want to be in their shoes. Not at it.
There was someone sitting in there just going, challenge accepted.
Which good for them. But I'm always afraid, as somebody who dearly loves series and books and stuff, that it'll be another Gone with the Wind, Scarlet situation.
Ooh.
Where Gone with the Wind was such an epic, wonderful, amazing book, and then they have this writer come in 50 years later and create this piece of garbage book. I'm sorry, it's the worst thing I've ever read. This is not how these characters act. She has no fucking clue what Rhett Butler is even about in this book. This is a whole episode for me in a rant, but we're going to minimize it to it's garbage. And about 10 years ago, I picked up a book by a completely different author with Rhett Butler's take on his love story with Scarlet, and it was fantastic. So it just depends on how much the person who's writing the sequel that isn't the original author loves the source material and respects the origin of the details, because I think that's the biggest problem when you try to go in posthumously and try to figure out what their brain was thinking.
Yeah, because really, like, there's really no historical fact on Mithril in any of the books. Like, you just know about Mithril. So they're trying to build a reason why elves need Mithril.
Yeah.
Or
because they were a peaceful people originally, correct? Yeah.
Or have, the dwarves mine for Mithril and like find that ore, and then of course getting Balok awoken because, I mean, we are in the mines of Moria in the
Which is
Rings
a
of
frightening
Power,
place.
where that's where Balak was awakened.
Oops.
So,
Sorry, dwarves. I hope you're okay.
which we know you're not.
We know. It's fine. It's cool.
Malt beer.
And speaking of not being fine, you guys, our next episode is called Thanks for Nothing Thanksgiving. So we will see you on the flip side, y'all.
All right.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.